Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Unbettable. I am here with Mondo. No Garrett today. He's taking care of some stuff, but my brother, I know this is gonna be a sad episode, but you gotta let me know what's going on right now.
Well, dude, it's tough being a Dolphin and a Gator fan. We gotta start concealing the identity. I'm really hating life right now. Can't wait for basketball season. I mean, this football shit is for pussies. I'm a soccer guy anyway. Um, yeah, I hate everything right now.
I mean, I understand, bro. It's kind of crazy that we've only made it 2 weeks into the college football season, only 1 week into NFL, and kind of all your hopes and dreams have gone down the drain here. That's tough to see. I understand, bro. I'm with you there on the Gators. Like, I don't think we could have had a worse Saturday watching that game.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of people that hit me up, more so to make fun of me than console with me, it hurt, but we're here. I guess let's get into it. We'll save the Gator game. Let's start with Mississippi State, Arizona State, ASU. Obviously, the ranked team coming in get smoked by Mississippi State by 4 points. Blake Shapen looked really good. Brennan Thompson on the outside looked fucking phenomenal. Mississippi State could be a sneaky team. Holmes.
Yeah, I was very impressed with what I saw in this game, and honestly, going into it, I did like Mississippi State as the home dog. I think they were getting 9.5 points when this game closed. Listen, I like Arizona State. I like what they did last year. They've brought back pretty much everybody from their coaching staff, a lot of returning players on the team, but their offense just was not in rhythm all night long. And this is actually the second year in a row that Sam Levitt, the quarterback of Arizona State, has not looked good playing against Mississippi State. And to give Mississippi State credit for a team that was 2-10 last year in the SEC, bottom feeder of the conference, their fans came and showed out in Starkville. I mean, that place, you could hear it through the TV. That place was loud as hell. They had the cowbells going all night, and that 100% played a factor in the inefficiency that Arizona State was having on offense. Give Arizona State a little bit of credit. They were able to kind of make their way back into the game in the second half, pretty much make the game a little bit closer than it seemed. But I mean, in the first half, especially in the first quarter, I mean, it was all Mississippi State. They had every bit of momentum on their side. I love Blake Shapen. He is a great quarterback for Mississippi State. The dude just needs to stay healthy. Like when he's on the field, Jeff Lebby, I believe, is the coach for Mississippi State. Like they can cook and they can get some offensive schemes going where they really can move the ball efficiently down the field better than they normally can. So I was impressed with Mississippi State, what they did in this game, taking down a ranked opponent, proving they're probably not no longer the bottom feeder in the SEC. Very impressed. I think Arizona State will be just fine. They'll bounce back. They're not in what I would think a very tough conference in the Big 12, so they'll have their opportunities to get their licks back.
Yeah, speaking of a team that looked kind of inefficient on offense, Michigan
Yeah.
gets the upset pulled on them on by Oklahoma at home in Oklahoma. I'm kind of shocked. Not really. John Mateer, I knew he was a good quarterback. He was lighting it up, man. He looked great. Michigan looked very stagnant on their end. Couldn't really piece it together, and a low scoring game, but it was still a hell of a game to watch.
Yeah, this was an awesome game. I love this one being in prime time. Oklahoma, man, this was the statement win. This is what they needed under Coach Venables for a few years now. They've looked lackluster. The talent hasn't really been there. The scheme hasn't really been there. But finally, in the offseason, Brent Venables does what we have been asking Billy Napier to do for so long, hire a competent offensive coordinator, and you see exactly how that played out in this game. Again, a lot of credit goes to John Mateer, though. I mean, that guy, he led the team in rushing 74 yards. Absolutely the team leader far and away. I mean, the second guy, two of the second guys tied for second place, 24 yards apiece. I mean, they didn't even get close to Mateer running the ball all night long. So you got to give John a lot of credit for being able to make a lot of plays with his legs there. In addition to what he was able to do through the air against a very good Michigan defense. And honestly, that Oklahoma defense, they kind of had Bryce Underwood in hell all night. He is a true freshman, was his first start on the road, so you got to understand that piece of it for Bryce Underwood. But he looked really good last week, obviously against New Mexico, a lower tier opponent. But coming in and facing an SEC caliber defense this week, you could definitely see they had him a little bit flustered, and that was definitely a tough game for him. again, going forward, similar to Arizona State, I think Michigan's going to be just fine. They have definitely found their dude in Bryce Underwood. I think he's going to be a great quarterback for them going forward. But this was a big statement win needed for Oklahoma. This is them proving that they made the right choice, bringing John Mateer in as quarterback. And it's proving that Venables finally has that Oklahoma defense up to par, ready to go, ready to play with some of the big boys out here.
I guess we'll keep it with you to start off this one. Florida, USF, kick it off.
I mean, I don't have anything good to say about this game. We really don't. We watched this together, and it was pathetic all afternoon long. It was incredibly undisciplined. The amount of penalties that the offense and defense accrued to just put ourselves perennially in a bad position, just throughout the entire game. Like it was very, very frustrating to watch. Obviously, we know that the play calling still being in Billy Napier's hands looked horrendous. When you have as many skill players as we do on the offensive side, we need to be able to get them the ball in space, and that was not happening. Also, DJ Lagway, I know we've been hyping him up a whole lot, and I'm not going to sit here and bash the kid or anything like that, but there were some easy throws that needed to be made that were not made, and that could have hopefully put the offense in a little bit better of a position. A couple instances where Tony Livingston, Vernell Brown both had catches possibly in their hands, weren't able to reel it in, kind of caused some problems there. But man, all in all, I was just really frustrated with our offense not sticking to what was working. Obviously, you saw the first offensive drive of the game for the Gators. Jaden Ball, 5 rushes for 51 yards. He was gashing that Bulls defense, and for some reason, we went very far away from that. We did not stick with Jaden. We did not stick with a solid run game that was torching USF to begin. We didn't use any play action off of that to be able to make this offense become more 2 and 3 dimensional, going down the field, give them more dimensions, allow this offense to be able to work with the talent we had. Did not work out that way at all. Defense kind of got pushed around a little bit. Byron Brown, you got to give them in the offensive, you got to give him in the offensive side of the ball for USF a lot of credit because they moved the ball down the field with a lot of efficiency all day long. It was really, really hard to stop Byron Brown. And that's going to be a big problem for the Gators moving forward. If they're not able to defend mobile QBs like that, it's going to again just create a lot of problems for the Gators defense going down the road, especially with the schedule that we have upcoming. We know we're going to face a good amount of those type of QBs, and we cannot afford to put up more performances like we did in this game. That was probably putting it lightly for how this game went. Please take it over and give me your thoughts, Mondo.
Do I do it to him, Holmes?
Yeah, you got to.
I got to. All right, let me take this off. Oh man, they say it's great to be a Florida Gator, right? That's what they say. That's our motto around here. It's not great to be a Gator when your head coach, the only stipulation that kept him around last season was that he was going to hire an offensive coordinator and then proceeded not to. It's not great to be a Gator when your nutsack of a Dean lineman spits not just a loogie, but probably half a gallon of saliva at an offensive player. Fucking moron. Get him off the team. It's not great to be a Florida Gator when your 5-star quarterback comes out and can't even light up an unranked opponent. It's not great to be a Gator when your athletic director has to release a memo after week 2 saying Billy Napier's our guy. It's not great to be a Florida Gator when your team can't figure out how to not jump offside, how to not hold, how to just do the most competent things in sports, not make a penalty. It's not great to be a Florida Gator when you're throwing the ball down the field and nobody's catching it. They're dropping it. It's going through their hands. And it's not great to be a Florida Gator watching this fucking team play. I mean, that was horrible. The worst game I've ever seen as a Gator fan. And they have no fucking passion. And it starts at this top. Right? Billy Napier is a mopey sack of shit who can't run an offense to save his life. There's a peewee football coach with more offensive knowledge than Billy Napier. I guarantee it. I can't watch this team right now. We're supposed to be behind a 5-star quarterback in DJ Lagway, who's afraid to take that next step and really become a leader. Haven't seen it in 2 weeks. Really haven't. I get we won 55 to nothing against the school of the blind and deaf. I don't fucking care. This team should not have lost, let alone should not have been within 2 touchdowns of South Florida. That was fucking atrocious, and I don't want to see it again. And I'm still in on the Gators, so I'll keep this gear on for the time being because I'm still in on the Gators. There's a lot of football to go. We have some potential, um, but a lot of shit needs to be figured out, and it starts with Billy Napier, and he needs to get his head out of his ass right now. We're sick of it. It's year 4. We should not be losing like this. We should not.
Year
Now,
4.
the only reason they're getting it a little lightly, Holmes, is because I have another favorite team. And it would be my NFL team, the Miami Dolphins. Wouldn't you know it, Holmes? Right after that game, what did I tell you? I still have the Dolphins, right? Right after that Florida game, I still have the
Yep,
Dolphins.
you're right.
I can personally fucking guarantee you the statement I said to Julie was around 1:15 on Sunday. I have nothing left for me in football. 1:15 on Sunday. 15 minutes into the Dolphins game. Now, where do I start with the Dolphins? Let's think about it. Benefit of the doubt, we don't have any corners, right? Our corners are hurt. We traded our superstar because we're fucking morons. That's just how we roll. We don't have cornerbacks. So it makes morons like Daniel Jones look like Patrick Mahomes. Doesn't help. Doesn't help that our star wide receiver is a jackass and shits on his own teammates. It doesn't help that our quarterback has no fucking brain cells left and can't figure out how to throw a pass. Doesn't help. Now, I'll leave HN. He scored me a touchdown in fantasy. We're not going to complain about that. Doesn't help that my O-line's going down. Doesn't help that the defensive line doesn't know how to stop the run. Doesn't know how to shut down Jonathan Taylor, even though he probably got 53 touches between passes and rushes easily because it was the Jonathan Taylor game. I am mad at Chris Greer and Stephen Ross. And I'll get to who I'm really mad at, but Chris Greer, you fucking suck, dude. You are the worst GM in sports history. Ever since you have been here, we have never sniffed a playoff win. You are fucking terrible at your job. You don't know how to bring in the right talent, and you stick by the shitty ones who don't deserve to be here. Stephen Ross, you're a fucking pussy. I'm just going to put that there as well. Who I'm most mad at, Holmes, let me tell you. Who I'm most mad at today. Let me strip this out because I don't want to be supporting the Dolphins during this part of the rant. I am most mad at Jim Irsay for fucking dying in the offseason that we play them the first game of the next season. Come on, bro. Of course we're going to lose this fucking game. Of course we are. Their owner died. I should have known that from the start. And it didn't click until today. They did it for Irsay. And with that reason, I'm speechless. I don't really have a rant anymore. Because when you play for a dead man, you don't lose. You don't lose. That's all I really got, man. I really don't have much. It's too early for this in the season, but I'm not happy to be a sport fan right now.
Yeah, you've got it pretty rough, bro. You've got it pretty rough. I will lift the mood of the entire pod a little bit right here. For my boy Gare, I know he's not here right now, but I know we're really happy because the Tampa Bay Bucks pull out a close one in week one, 23-20 over the Falcons. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty nervous most of the game watching this one. Being on the Bucks -2, we kind of got lucky that we covered this game because I really did think coming into this game that we were going to handle the Falcons and that it was easily going to go the Bucks' way. I know we were playing in Atlanta, first game of the season. You don't know what's going to happen, but I felt really confident in the Bucks. And honestly, all day long, the offense couldn't really get clicking the way I thought it was going to. They put together a few good drives here and there, two of them ending in Emeka Egbuka touchdown catches, his first two as a pro, one of them proving to be the game winner late in the game. I was very impressed with the way he played. I was very impressed with some of the throws Baker Mayfield was making. I know he missed a good amount on the day too. We actually didn't cash either of the Baker Mayfield passing props that we had. Came 32 passing attempts. We had over 32 and a half. Just missed that one. And obviously, we didn't get close to the completions. He didn't really get up close to that number like I thought he would. But I got to give a lot of credit to the defense. The defense really showed out and played a good brand of football. I think one of the biggest, best plays, Antoine Winfield Jr., a very late pass breakup in the game that possibly saves a score, saves the Buccaneers from having to defend the Falcons in the red zone, or possibly give up a touchdown that would force the Bucs to have to go back on offense, go down the field, and try and score for the win. Again, I think we did get kind of lucky here. Younghoe Koo missing the potential game-tying kick at the end of the game was a massive, massive boost for the Bucs. Obviously, got us the win, saved us from overtime. But I'm just going to give credit to the defense here. The plays that they were able to make to stymie the Falcons on most of their drives, they really kept us in the game because the offense wasn't clicking as much as I would have hoped that it would have the first game of the season. But we got a lot of time to go. I think they're going to shore a lot of stuff up, especially when we can get Jalen McMillan back healthy, Chris Godwin back healthy, Tristan Wirfs inserted back into the offensive line. We'll have some better things to be able to work on. But player of the game, obviously, Emeka Egbuka, great rookie show. Very, very excited to see what that kid's going to continue to do for our receiving core.
Yeah, and tell your kicker to make some kicks, man. I have him in every fantasy league. I need him to kick well. He
Yeah,
missed
that was a
two.
rough game. I did not expect that. Chase McLaughlin, very, very reliable last year. Did not expect him to look the way he did. That extra point, man, that missed extra point, that was about to cost us. It really was.
Yeah. Let's keep it moving during the 1 o'clock slate. Cincinnati at Cleveland. It was a brutal game to watch if you were a Bengals fan. Joe Burrow did not look great. The offensive line obviously suffered some setbacks. But you sneak out a win against a division opponent. It doesn't hurt at the end of the day. Definitely going to be interested to see what Cleveland does in that QB room, man. That's going to be something to follow.
Yeah, that whole Cleveland Browns team is just going to be interesting to follow this season. I think personally they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I kind of want to see how they manage that all season long because there's some guys still with talent on that roster. Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman, David Njoku. I mean, they have a few guys they can pass the ball to. At running back room, they got a couple rookies, Dylan Sampson, Quinshot Judkins finally signed his deal. Not sure what they're going to do there, but hey man, on the Bengals side, like lucky to escape with a win here. Like once again in week one, the Bengals look slow. The Bengals look unprepared. The Bengals look like they're not ready to play football, which is very, very interesting. I mean, I liked. I don't even know actually if I picked the Browns in the pick 'em to keep that one close. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. I would have loved the Browns to keep it close there because the Bengals' first week woes, man. I mean, it's just incredible that they cannot get off to a hot start with the caliber of offense that they have. I think Jamar
Mhm.
Chase 2 catches, T Higgins 2 catches, Chase Brown kind of the only star of the offense, and he had an okay day. Kind of got salvaged with a touchdown.
Yeah. Let's keep it with you. Vegas and New England.
This game did not go the way I was expecting. I really, really thought the Patriots were going to be able to pull this one out at home. Drake May looked a little jittery, looked a little nervous in his first start in his second season. Got to give credit to the Raiders, man. I mean, that coaching staff, Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, they were able to dial some stuff up on that offensive side. Geno Smith looked really good. Brock Bowers looked awesome before going out with injury.
Mm.
And even Jacoby Myers, the guy who requested a trade in the offseason, actually was a pretty integral part of that offense all day long. Gene T, you could tell, was still getting the hang of it. Didn't look dominant or anything like that. He was able to get into the end zone, but I think just with more game experience, GT is going to become an even bigger factor for that Raiders run game. But needless to say, I was pretty impressed by the way the Raiders were able to move the ball down the field on offense. And for the Patriots, man, they got some stuff to work on. Obviously, still very very new team with the new coaching staff, a lot of the new players brought in, but we'll see how they gel going forward.
Yeah, over to Arizona at the Saints. this is kind of my back burner game. Wasn't really that interested in it. Spencer Rattler looked pretty good overall. Trey Benson rushed well. James Conner scored a tutty. I mean, like it wasn't a great game, but it was a game. It was football. It was 20-13 score. Can't really complain. Hope Chris Olave is feeling a little better. I know he always gets fucking rocked for no reason at all. I don't also know why
Yeah,
the Saints
yeah,
are running a play like that can be blown up so easily with a guy that has that kind of concussion history. So I'm sure most wide receivers everywhere are very much questioning why the Saints would do that. But Holmes,
yeah.
break down the Giants in Washington.
Dude, I mean, Giants look anemic. I mean, again, I'm not gonna sit here and be surprised, act like they would do anything different. Russell Wilson looked bad. That entire offense just looked so gross to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Just silly trick gadget plays that did not have any chance of working. Just wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, just everybody was not on the same page. Offensive line was getting blown up. And I mean, really for Washington, like they just needed to be par for the course, which is really what they were during this game. I didn't really think they were anything special. The defense did its job against a very anemic offense and was able to pretty much shut them down for the most part. And I mean, the offense did what it needed to do. Scary Terry was involved here and there. Debo Samuel gets involved here and there, even ends up rushing one in. And Jahori Krosky Merritt, he's able to look like a pretty decent running back
Mm-hmm.
for that team. Hopefully, they'll be able to utilize him a lot more going forward. But I mean, just a game I wasn't really impressed with on either side. Just Commanders get out of there with a win like they were supposed to, and the Giants probably going to turn to Jackson Dart a little sooner than they expected.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, to my personal choice for game of the 1 o'clock slate, uh, the Jets and the Steelers, man. Talk about a powerhouse of the game. Obviously, you have two teams that flip QBs, and clearly they found the right spot because Rodgers looked fantastic in the pocket all game. He's hitting every receiver while downfield. And you look
Yeah.
over Justin Fields, he's scrambling, he's throwing. Garrett Wilson looked great. Brees Hall looking like he's 22 again. This game was just unbelievable to watch back and forth, especially late in the game. Just awesome to watch top to bottom. You?
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed with both teams here. Honestly, Steelers defense looked great all day long, and even as I say that, like Justin Fields looked great in his own right, passing the ball down the field, rushing and getting first downs when he needed to. I mean, I was surprised just from a standpoint of the Jets offense passing as much as they did and using Justin Fields' arm, honestly, more than his legs for most of the day. That was interesting because if that is a game plan that they're going to look to be rolling with all season long, that's going to make this Jets offense a lot more dynamic, especially using Fields' arm. I think he's underrated in the passing game, man. He just needs to be given the opportunity to get it out to his receivers and get protected. And for the most part during the day, he was. Very impressed with him. Brees Hall looked good all day long. Like you said, Garrett Wilson looked great as well. I mean, best guy of the day, though, Aaron Rodgers. Came back and threw four tuds. He still got it.
He still got it. You know who else still has it? Travis Etienne Jr. still has it. 143 rush yards, Holmes. He is back. Dare I say, Jacksonville. Sneaky to win the AFC South this year.
That division is so trash. So, I mean, after one game and watching them look like that, yeah, you probably could say that. Albeit it was against the Panthers, not the greatest team in the land out there. But yeah, Travis Etienne, he looked really good. Broke off a ridiculously big run. Looked like his old former self there. And honestly, all in all, just the offense looked smoother for the Jags. They were able to get more people involved. BTJ, Travis Hunter, even Brenton Strange, the tight end, they were getting him involved quite a bit. And just on the side of the Panthers, man, just not much to really be excited about over there. Tedero McMillan looked pretty decent, able to catch some balls and
Mm.
form a good connection with Bryce. But other than really J.C. Horn on the defense for that Panthers team, like I don't really know who else is going to be able to step up and make plays. So, yeah, good on the Jags for getting out of there with a win and maybe making themselves a contender in division.
Maybe. Heading to the afternoon slate, Broncos taking on the Titans, take them down 20-12. Very abysmal debut for Cameron Ward, but Bo Nix didn't really look much better. He hit 176 yards, couple interceptions. Just a very sloppy week one game, kind of like most of these. RJ Harvey had a hell of a debut. Cortland Sutton looked good, caught a tutty. Holmes, what was your takeaway?
I mean, shoot, my only takeaway was that I was dead ass right in the pick 'em taking the Titans. Everybody and their mom was on the Denver Broncos for this game, man. I knew this was just going to be one of those weird ones where the Titans were going to hang around long enough to be able to cover this game, and they did. And they honestly had a chance to win this game outright with some bozo play calling by Sean Payton. Just not great decisions made by Bo Nix all day long. And credit to the Titans secondary. They looked pretty good, man. I mean, they were actually a lot better than I thought they were going to be coming into this game. They almost single-handedly kept themselves in this game, and by God, give Cam Ward some dudes that can catch the damn ball because he looked pretty freaking good, man. But his wide receivers look like ass.
Yeah, I agree. Let's stick with you. San Francisco at Seattle.
This was just a great game to watch. I actually
Yeah.
just loved this game. This was awesome. The Seahawks and the Niners are going back and forth all game long, and this is one of those games when they match up. This is almost always a banger. These teams hate each other. They always play each other really hard. The Seahawks defense looked phenomenal for like 90% of the game until they gave up a late touchdown to the 49ers. But I mean, you have to be impressed with Sam Darnold. He looked like he picked up right where he left off from last year, connecting with Jackson Smith and Jigba all afternoon long, connecting
Mm.
with Cooper Kupp, getting the whole offense rolling. But 49ers, man, they just had a little bit more for the Seahawks all day long. So I got to be impressed with them. Really tough to see Kittle go down with another injury, though. Man, if
Yeah.
that dude can just stay healthy, he's such a phenomenal weapon for that team, but he just cannot stay on the field.
No, he cannot. Detroit at Green Bay, the debut of Micah Parsons. Man, it was electric if you were a Packer fan. If you were a Detroit fan, man, I feel bad for you. And Holmes, I'm going to send it to your way with one question. Is Ben Johnson Jesus Christ?
He might be, dude, after watching that Lions offense without him. Like, sheesh, they could not get anything rolling all day long. The run game was pretty much non-existent, and by the time they needed to start relying on the pass game, the Packers were all over them. I mean, from the jump, the Packers just looked like the more dominant team. And really, the score does not reflect how lopsided this game really was. The Packers dominated this, man, on offense, on defense. Like, they were just the better team all day long. Like, I don't know, man. That Lions offense without Ben Johnson, I'm gonna need to see more than just 1 week and see how they come out of this with the get back next week. But so far, yeah, the creativity seems like it's kind of gone.
Yeah. Houston Texans at LA Rams. Very dull game. Very dull. Rams win 14-9. Matthew Stafford looks solid. Puka looks solid. Kyron looks solid. I mean, it was just like the Rams showed up, got business done. And I got to be honest, Holmes, I'm starting to worry a little bit about this Stroud era here in Houston. They look sloppy.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that progresses as well. This was like I kind of said. I think this was a boring game for me. I didn't expect a whole lot out of this one. The Rams looked pretty good as they normally do on offense, but the Texans have had problems with their offensive line, and I think they're continuing to have problems with them. I want to see how they're going to be able to shore that up because I think that is a big reason why CJ Stroud really hasn't looked that great since his rookie season. I mean, the weapons he still has are there. I think what's also hurting him a little bit this year too. And again, we've only seen one game, so I want to see how this progresses as well. But they don't really have a strong running game this year either. They're gonna have to be depending on the pass a whole lot to move their offense down the field. Nick Chubb and Damian Pierce, it's going to be tough, I think, to run the ball a lot with them, especially with the offensive line that they have. Nick Chubb coming off of serious injury. Damian Pierce really hasn't ever established himself as that RB workhorse one back. And without Joe Mixon, who has this undisclosed injury and is not playing, I don't really see how they're going to not be a one-dimensional offense for a long period of time. And if you have the Rams defense, who's formidable in their own right, they're just going to be able to shut you down and do what they did yesterday and come out with a win. So Texans definitely have some questions to be answered, and that's why, like you said, man, maybe the Jags have a chance out there.
Yeah, let's keep it with you, dude. Nail that Sunday night football recap.
I mean, what a banger of a game, dude. I mean, I texted our buddy Harrison Cohn earlier that day, and I was like, I don't know, man. Whatever about the 1 o'clock slate tonight. 8 p.m. on NBC, Ravens and Bills. That game is going to slap. And boy, it did not disappoint. I
Woo.
mean, Ravens offense was cooking all night long. Derrick Henry could not be stopped. Lamar Jackson could not be stopped. I mean, they were pushing the Bills defense around all game long. And D Hop, does he still have it? That one-handed grab in the end zone. Woo! He looked damn good. But the Bills, bro, you do not count out the Bills because they hung around all game long, just enough. Josh Allen did just enough in the first half to keep them within striking distance. The run game was working. The pass game was efficient enough. They were converting on third downs. And then with 1 second left, 1 second left before the half, the Ravens are running into the locker room. Keon Coleman, beautiful little reception, gets out of bounds. 1 second left. That was the difference. They
Mm-hmm.
get that field goal home, going into the half, feeling like they have the momentum. They come back out and have an amazing second half. The Ravens blow yet another double digit lead late in the game. Bills come right back, put together some phenomenal drives to score, and end up taking the game by 1 point. Matt Prater as well. Just want to shout out Matt Prater. I think they said it was his 19th season in the league. This dude has been kicking forever. Pretty much
Um,
came off the couch for an injured Tyler Bass that's sitting on IR for 4 weeks, and he was phenomenal last night. Did not miss a kick. Looked amazing. Got the game-winning kick for the Buffalo Bills. That was cinema last night. That was a great game. If you love football, you love that game. That was awesome, awesome, though. God, it's just I love it.
I got nothing to add to that. That was fucking perfect. Well done, sir. Well done. Obviously, tonight we have the Vikings taking on the Bears. We can't really give you guys plays. So, Holmes, what's the final score going to be?
Oh man, I do think it is actually going to be pretty close because I hate to go against my boy Lip. I'm taking the Vikings in this one, but I do think it'll be pretty close. I think maybe a 27-24, a little 3 point win for the Vikings. I think the Bears offense will be a little bit better than people will give it credit for. Again, with Ben Johnson, the former Detroit Lions OC as the head coach, and they've reworked the offensive line a little bit, so I think they could be pretty good. I don't have a ton to say about that defense, though. I really want to see how much they've improved from last year. But KOC with JJ McCarthy, man, I don't really expect that anything less than him being a great quarterback. Might take time for him to be able to be a great quarterback, but I also don't think he's going to come out and just make mistakes off the rip. So I tend to think the Vikings are a little bit more talented in this game. I will take them winning this one 27-24.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings a little bit further apart. I'm going to go 28-21. And with that, Holmes, give me your plays for Thursday.
Yeah, dude, let's get the Thursday night plays out there. I only have a couple for this Thursday night game. Washington at Green Bay should be a really, really great game to watch. But I only got two. I played Green Bay at -2.5 on the spread. I think after what we saw against the Lions, the Packers could be one of the teams to beat in the NFC this year,
Mm-hmm.
just how dominant they looked. I need to see some more from Washington. I think their defense could be a little suspect. I think Jordan Love could take advantage of this. I played it down, and I think it was sitting at about 3.5 earlier today when I looked at it. So I played it down at -2.5 to get under the key number of three, and I got that for -150. So I'm okay with laying a little bit extra juice there to get a number I like. And then the prop of the night that I'm going to be going with is Tucker Kraft over 34.5 receiving yards. That's -110, so he needs to get at least 35 receiving yards for this play to hit. I love Tucker Kraft this year. I think he is going to be a great, great receiving threat for this Packers team. Pretty underrated as well. When I look at that wide receiver room, I don't really see an alpha in there. I don't really see any guy that's going to separate himself from the pack. You have a lot of great talents. Romeo Dobbs, Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed. Now you add the rookie Matthew Golden into that mix as well. I just think those guys need some time for maybe one or two of them to establish themselves as the guy. I like Tucker Kraft to be that safety option for Jordan Love. I didn't end up going back to see what his yardage total was for week one, but I love him to be a big receiving threat in this game. I'm taking him over 34 and a half receiving yards.
Love it. I got two plays. One of them is a straight up Matthew Golden touchdown for plus 300, and the other is a parlay Terry McLaurin touchdown, and both QBs throw for over 200 yards plus 375. Those are my two plays for Thursday. Gonna be a hell of a game. Hopefully, next episode, Gary will be back. And until then, we will see you guys in the next episode. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share with everyone you know. We'll see you guys Thursday. Peace.